As a consultant, I spend a lot of time talking to shop owners, business owners. And it's funny to me how many people feel like they are a father figure or a mother figure within their business. And I think some of us, we play that role pretty well, and I think it's natural to us, and so kind of it happens in our business. Although it's probably not what's best for our business. In fact, I have 4 children, and even my relationship with my children has changed. I guess I am their dad. Certainly biologically, I am someone that has a set of standards that I taught them. However, most of my children have changed, and they don't necessarily believe in all the things that I believe in. Yet we are still a family. We still like each other. And what's happened is that I have changed my role with them, and I've become more of a coach than a dad. Now, obviously, if they need to borrow money or something like that, then I'm the dad and they come to me. If they get into a bad situation, being the dad, I would hope that they would come to me so that I could help them if possible. When I had younger children, and I think the role of dad is a role that is kind of just do this because I say so. So when my kids were small, when they got themselves in a situation that was dangerous, for instance, if they were, playing with a light socket, I would go over and I would say, stop doing that. Now, I wasn't the kind of dad that said, stop doing that because it might hurt you, and if you got shocked, these are the things that could happen to you. I said, stop doing that because I said so. I think in the role of dad, there are things that I know more than my kids know. Probably not at this time because they're all grown up, but certainly when they were younger, in their teenage years, I loved the fact that they thought I didn't know some of the stuff that they were doing. I loved the fact that they thought I hadn't experienced any of that stuff. I think there's too many dads and too many moms running shops. And I don't mean that in a negative sense. I mean, it's good to be a good dad and to care about your children. And I think when you're a business owner, you should care about your employees. But I think if you care overly much, in a family, when you have a child, I've seen people disown children. I don't know how they do it. In a business, it's a different situation. In a family, you're a family. Blood's thicker than water, whatever you want to say. In a business, you're there to perform a job and to accomplish a goal and to get something done. And if you cannot do that, if you cannot have the right attitude about that, if you cannot listen and be taught and trained, then I can't have you in my business. Now, interestingly enough, I terminated one of my sons from my company. Still love him to pieces, still am greatly involved in his life. It was a very difficult thing for me to do, but I terminated him from my company because I couldn't see where he could be successful here and do the things that I needed him to do, or where I could get a return on my investment here. And in business, it's about return on investment. It's about having people that know what to do. I think a dad often rushes in to save people, their kids, and I think a coach is designed to help them save themselves. A coach points out things. Hey, do you understand that if you did X, Y, and Z, that you would probably get this result? And I'm not saying that as a dad I've never done that at all, but I think in business it's much more likely that I'm going to be a coach. Now, the other thing about a coach is if you can't do the job on the team, the coach is going to let you go. and they'll bring another team player in to do the job. I always use sports metaphors for business because I think they're very apt. First of all, the coach is not playing on the field. The coach is not out there, throwing the ball or catching the ball. Secondly, if I have a receiver who cannot catch or will not catch, then I don't have that receiver. I get rid of them and I bring in another receiver. If I have a baseball player who cannot hit, unless they're an awfully darn good pitcher, and I can put in a designated hitter for them, then they're probably not going to be on my team because they need to be able to hit the ball. Dad is the father figure. Dad is the person that people go to with their problems. And I'm not saying as a business owner, if you have a problem, I don't want to hear it. I certainly do, but I'm going to treat it a bit differently than if I was your father. I think there's way too many people in our business that are saving their employees, and they spend most of their time saving their employees and doing the work for them. And when I talk about coaching, one of the things about coaching, in my opinion, is I'm willing to do almost anything to help my employee be successful except their job. If I have to do their job, then I don't need the employee, and that's what I brought the employee in for. What does a good coach do? A good coach understands that we want to win, decides what win is, determines how we're going to win, plays that we're going to run, puts the pitchers in that they think are going to be best against the batters that they're going to have, puts the defenders in that they believe will be best against the offense that they're going to have, depending on what the sport is, and then teaches people how to do their position without doing their position for them. I think right now we have a lot of shop owners who are doing the work because they're literally afraid if they don't do the work that the work will not be of the quality or of the need that we should have for our clients, instead of teaching the employee how to do the work to the level and the quality of the work that we need. I think as technicians, my technician owners, we get a real thrill out of fixing cars. It makes us feel good, so we often jump in, especially in a hard, difficult situation, and try to fix it for them, where we shouldn't be doing that. They're never going to learn to fix it themselves if we're always jumping in and taking over, and that's something we shouldn't do. That's more of a dad thing, frankly. I don't know if this is beneficial to you. I don't know if, I don't feel like I'm rambling. I feel like I'm making some points that are valid. Make sure that your employees understand their job. Make sure that their employees are capable of doing their job, and then make sure that they actually do the job. If they don't, what do they need to learn? Instead of me jumping in and taking care of it, what do they need to be taught? I think if every owner spent an hour a week thinking about their employees, not an hour on each one, I don't know that I need an hour, but maybe 5 to 10 minutes on each employee, and saying, okay, how can I best help that person to be successful in their position? What training, what education, what motivation, what rewards, what punishment, what are those things? And then I was able to apply those things to those people, and I did that every week. I think we would have a much better run business, and we would be much more likely to win the game, which is our game of business. And I think that's what I believe there. So thank you for your time. We've got, I think, 5 more to go, and so we'll see you on the next tip.
We hope you enjoyed this week's tip. For more information on the concepts we discussed, check out our upcoming classes at www.ifrabe.com/classes, or listen to the Leading Edge podcast at institutesleadingedge.podbean.com, where we discuss business topics just like this one with a panel of industry experts. You can also contact us whenever it's convenient, and we'll set up a free consultation on how the Institute can help you better your business, your life, and the industry as a whole. We'll see you guys next week.